get out of here because we're about to get seasick at our own anchorage. We have lost our steering. We're putting on our emergency tiller situation. I don't know exactly what's happening. There seems to be one boat, a catamaran, having trouble out there, so Matt went out there to help him.
We're sailing good, bad, and ugly. 3 years ago, we bought our boat off Craigslist for $5,000. I'm Kristen, and this is Matt. We are known to break the rules and do things a little less traditional. Hit subscribe to join the adventure. Thanks to our patrons for keeping us going.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU.
Alright guys, our time here sadly is up at Culabrita. This was a beautiful place, but we gotta start heading on back. We got some big news. Family's getting bigger over here. There's a new baby getting born into the Davis family, and it's her sister's. So sorry if you thought it was ours. Just kidding. JK, JK, LOL. Her sister has a baby shower coming up, so we have to head back to the mainland because we have to fly out of the capital. So we gotta sail, and we're actually sailing against the clock.
We're on a little bit of a time schedule. We got to get back, so we're going downwind. We might stop off. We're going to stop off at one little island part.
Should be. We might make one little stop off, yeah, just on the west side, a spot we wanted to hit, but we didn't really get to yet. So we're going to stop and squeeze the time and go get it.
All right, let's get our anchors up and let's hit sail. Is that?
Let's hit sail.
Is that what people say? Let's hit the sail.
Alright, so if you haven't seen our last couple of vids, you know that our shifter cable broke. So what I'm going to have to do is be manually shoving the wire in and out to let my motor go in and out of gear. And I'm a little nervous because there's some expensive boats around, so I'd rather be all alone, but we're just going to have to go for it anyway.
It's not the easiest to get out of this bay, right?
It's not the easiest, it's not the fastest, it's whatever. Boat life. Okay, so we're now sailing. I'll still have to dodge some reefs down at the bottom, but hopefully it ain't too bad. And I think it's gonna go pretty smooth. We're running a quick 5 knots here, and we'll see how the first half of the trip goes.
Yeah, and your cable maneuver worked, so.
Cable maneuver so far has been working. I'm not upset about that. That's been working good for me, and hopefully it stays working.
How's that wake for you, Big Daddy?
Puerto Rican Navy waked us out. Put in my jibe. Now I'm going to be able to cut around this corner, and I'm going to either cut up to the anchorage, but I don't know. I'm getting 5 knots right now, so to go straight to where we want to go all the way, maybe we just run the sail all day. What do you think, babe?
We could.
Just sail all the way home if it's going that good. It's only 11, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be back by 4 and be done with the whole thing.
We have no groceries, so we just have to go out to eat.
Oh, true, true. So we'll see. We'll know. We'll make that call in the next 10 minutes.
Alright guys, we have lost our steering. We're putting on our emergency tiller situation. I don't know exactly what's happening yet, but we're not in too dangerous of a spot quite yet. We put all of our sails in.
Need a smaller bolt. Alright, so weather was good. That was a good way for us to not crash while we were having that problem. Couldn't have really happened any better. But yeah, not ideal. For some reason, I don't really know exactly what's going on.
As of now.
Yeah, something like this just freely spins, but then it kind of catches at certain points too. So, I don't know.
Our emergency tiller's working.
Emergency tiller, I think, is going to work just fine. So let me see.
And the rudder's fine.
Yeah, so now I got to see if I can get my motor started so I can motor in somewhere.
Safely anchored on the side of Culebra, and hopefully we can figure this situation out. Hopefully this is an okay anchorage for now. An emergency anchorage. Is it deep here?
Yeah, it's like 30 feet. Not ideal, but we really didn't have much choice. You can't anchor where we were gonna go. It's like a sanctuary, so you can't anchor there. Alright, so this is the first time we had to use our emergency tiller, and since our engine only goes in full RPM, it was like, took quite some strength to control it, and also like when it would catch, man, that little thing will swing and like hit you in the ribs, and this little short stubby will beat you up for sure. Alright guys, so what had happened here was somehow my cables slipped off. Hopefully they just slipped off and it's something I can easily reattach, and hopefully nothing's broken. Further we go.
It's been a few hours hours since the last time we've talked, and we went to the grocery store, and Matt's worked on the steering. We're gonna catch you up on more on that tomorrow, but so far we're at our emergency anchorage that we had to go to, and as the night's coming on, it's getting very rolly up in here. So we're gonna try to stop the roll a little bit by putting out a stern anchor, and we're gonna see if that helps at all. If not, we're just gonna deal with it. We're just gonna be here one night.
Seems a little bit better, not 100%. Kristen seems to have a theory that there's two separate rolls coming in, which I think there may be some merit to that theory. I'm going to run in there though and make sure I didn't drop it in a rock, make sure that I'm in the sand, and then maybe I can tighten them up and I can play with them a little more as the day goes, but it does seem a little bit better.
Yeah, it's still rolly, but it's not like our whole house is flying from one side to the other.
Yeah, it's going to be doable. And the reason we're doing this, I'll tell you how stupid we are, is because over my shoulder you can see a cell phone tower. There's a anchorage just down the road that may be a little bit less rolly, but then you don't get any internet, so that's no Netflix
and
and
we'd
chill.
have to push our boat probably with the dinghy because we don't want to get into all that.
And that means no Netflix and chill, no cuddle buddy sessions. So we're straight shot to Puerto Rico, a little bit rolly tonight, but we're not rolly sissies, so we'll get through it.
Alright guys, obviously it's the next morning and it's been pretty rolly. I don't know if we got the best sleep ever, but we gotta get out of here because we're about to get seasick at our own anchorage. It's not been the best, but Matt already pulled up the stern anchor and we're gonna try to motor around this mountain and hope that our little steering fix is going to work out. We'll talk more about what happened about that and once we get sailing.
When that sleep won't come and you've cried your sum, let it come to you. There's nothing you can do until I see you smile just below those eyes that tell me you're okay. It's written on your face. As you come to light, I come alive. Your silhouette in the summer sky. But this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better. And this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better. Turn your sorrow in, burn every piece of it. Let me comfort you, I'll be your go-to. Cause these are youthful days, we will grow in great, worse or better.
Alright, so we limped it into Fajardo. We made it. My little band-aid that I put on the steering We were able to limp it all the way home. It was a big problem. I got home and I was actually able to fix it. What happened was that the bolt that held the pulley had actually broken, so the whole pulley slipped down an inch or so, and then the whole steering cable fell off, so that's what happened. I was able to kind of stick it together just to get us back here, and then once I got here I was able to make a more permanent fix. And I'm going to show you that permanent fix now. I don't think you're going to like it. I'm going to have a lot of criticism, but I'm going to explain to you why I had to do this. Alright guys, here we go once again into the bowels of the beast. You're going to love this. The pulley over there had the bolt in the back had broken, so that whole thing slipped and fell down. So what I did was I caught the lip of it and I drilled a couple other holes, which is very difficult. Which is difficult since this is my gas tank and there's about a 6-inch clearance through the whole thing. So that was pretty hard to get to with a drill, but what I did was I found a piece of metal, I folded it over twice and I banged it out to kind of complete that hole there, and I got the steering up. So there's my fix. The reason I had to fix it that way was because we have news. We have terrible news. So there's actually two terrible newses. One is that I'm all alone on the boat. Kristen has left, she's disembarked, and she ain't never coming back. So it's all downhill from here, boys. Just kidding. Kristen had to go on a little mini vacay. Her sister's having a baby. Shout out Melissa Davis. And she had to go be a good aunt, a good sister, go to the baby shower thing, show some love to the family. So I've been here all alone. That's the first bad news. Second bad news is every daggum hurricane in the 2021 season decided it was going to pop up on me all at once while I was riding solo. You know, it's out here testing my metal, testing my skills. So that's the reason I had to do such a shoddy fix on that. We're all about gangster ghetto engineering here, but that's a little bit pushing it too far for even me. But I had to do what I had to do. I had no time. This storm is coming. I'm single-handed out here. And I just had to do it. We're going to be getting a better fix, but I had to make do with what I had. I did, however, get the shifter cable fixed. The makeshift is now official. I went to the skipper shop right by here, got a brand new cable, got that running in fine. It's still not ideal. I kind of had to rush that job as well. There may be a little bit of play in the cable, but that's something I'm going to be able to fine tune. I just needed my boat to be able to move in case the storm does get worse and we have to motor somewhere, motor against the wind, against the current, something crazy like that happens. I needed to be prepared. So those fixes don't cuss me out too bad in the comments, guys. I did what I had to do to get by just for this storm, and hopefully pray for me. Fingers crossed that my beautiful woman comes back and that this storm doesn't kick my butt.
But this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better. And this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better.
I made it back out to the boat. It was a wet ride, couldn't film. I got soaked. As you can see, I'm wearing new clothes. But I found something. I found somebody you guys might recognize.
It's me.
It's Kristen.R. She's out here. She's back on the boat. She had to come back in what may be Tropical Storm Fred. We don't really know just quite yet, but I think we're where you at? Which way you going? So basically, we're just out here trying to survive the night. The storm didn't do too bad, but the south is coming in now. The southern wind, which is going to bring the most swell in here, I think. Most of the rain is gone, so it's just heavy winds. And you know what? I'll wait till the sun comes up to say we survived it, but I think we're going to be okay. Daddy's home now, so if I got to get in that water, you know I will not hesitate. Yeah. But Kristen, are you glad to be back for the boat?
I am really glad to be back. That storm just wanted to give me the worst dinghy ride back, but it's fine. I'm happy to be back. I missed my boat life, and here we are.
Yeah, and what do we get for dinner?
Nothing. Anyways.
We got KFC for dinner. And
sorry about Matt's filming, because I know it was poor, and I'm not going to let him think that it was good.
Guys, just because I cut off my face, I was doing that for y'all. I was doing that for you. That was for you guys.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Mañana.
There seems to be one boat, a catamaran, having trouble out there, so Matt went out there to help him and see what's going on. It He seems like one man on a catamaran. He's having trouble, something with his anchor chain. Maybe he dragged and now he's running back and forth. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I hear them yelling, but I can't hear what they're saying just yet. It looks like Matt is on the front of the boat helping. I'm not sure what's happening exactly. All right, what happened?
You see what had happened was, all right, so what happened was my dog over there in the catamaran, 44-footer, ton of windage. He was fouled on some ropes, and basically what happened was when we finally got home, remember that puff we got? It was like a really hard puff, and probably the hardest one. It was brrr, everything vibrating, kind of scary. So that pulled him off of his anchor, and then when he was trying to reset, he fouled in someone else's old mooring line, rope, something crazy. And what was happening was, it's still probably blowing 35 plus right now. Well, 30 plus. So he had to run back and forth single-handed. He dropped his crew off today. So he was just struggling, couldn't get his anchor down. So basically, I would run the windlass for him, which was cool. Got to finally use a windlass for all you guys can relax now.
That's hilarious.
And got to finally use a windlass, which was great. He drove the boat and he was able to hover, so I was able to pull the anchor up and unfoul the big line. It was like a, I don't know, 1-inch line, nylon rope that he had stuck on there. I was able to get that off, and then once we did that, we pulled up and I told him to hover, don't let all the chain out, and I let out about 80 feet, got it stuck, and then we slowly let it out. As he slowly drifted back, he kept the boat straight into the wind, and I think that was going to help him set a lot better than what he was trying to do. So we got him set. He's all good to go now. Hopefully he gets a good night's sleep. And let me know in the comments below. Go ahead and guess what kind of anchor he had. Let's do the anchor wars. What kind of anchor is well known for dragging, but you'd never see it on a catamaran? Let me know.
So you got to go on a cool catamaran, use a windlass, and you saved another fellow seaman.
I think he would have eventually saved himself, but I certainly made it easier on him. I have a lot of knowledge of this anchorage, and I think that gave him the peace of mind, just for me to say, holding's really good here, you were just fouled on a rope, don't sweat yourself, and it was all good. He's feeling better, and maybe I built some karma points.